The Dexter franchise has given us not one, but two divisive finales, that of the original show back in 2013 and Dexter New Blood in 2022. Fans believe the Dexter New Blood finale was rushed due to its abrupt pacing and unresolved plot threads. The season built complex storylines, particularly around Dexter's relationship with his son Harrison and the investigation by Chief Angela Bishop. But the finale condensed major developments like Dexter's confrontation and death into a single episode. Key storylines such as Harrison's moral conflict and Angela's pursuit felt hastily concluded without sufficient buildup. Many fans felt the rushed execution undermined the season's potential, leaving lingering questions and a sense of unfulfilled closure compared to the slower pacing of earlier episodes. In the Dexter New Blood finale, not only did Angela have Dexter in custody under suspicion of him being the Bay Harbor Butcher, but Dexter also killed Logan, a cop in Iron Lake who didn't fit his code. And then of course, Harrison shoots Dexter and we are made to believe he is left for dead. Once it was announced that the Dexter franchise would return with Resurrection, fans have wondered how Dexter would not only survive, but also get away with everything he's done. Will he remain in custody? Will he go to trial? Will he go on the run? And will him and Batista finally come face to face? Once the full-length trailer for the season released, fans wondered, why isn't Dexter handcuffed to the bed? Why isn't he in prison? Why aren't there guards watching him? And in episode 1 of Resurrection, Dexter asked himself the same questions. So how did Resurrection handle all of this? Turns out the answer is self-defense. So after Dexter was in a coma for 10 weeks, we find out that the cold temperature in Iron Lake is what slowed down his heart rate and significantly slowed down the bleeding, which allowed him to survive. Dexter talks to Harry and says, "How am I not in a prison hospital? Where the hell is Angela?" And Harry says, "I don't know, I figured you'd be leaving Iron Lake in a body bag or handcuffs." And then Teddy shows up. Teddy was a cop in Dexter New Blood. He asks Dexter how he's doing, and Dexter thinks that he is about to pull out handcuffs, but instead he pulls out an envelope from Angela. Teddy explains that Angela left Iron Lake with her daughter Audrey, so now he is acting sheriff. And in this envelope from Angela is a photo of her and her friend Iris. Iris went missing 25 years ago, and Angela spends the entire season of Dexter New Blood trying to find out what happened to her. On the back of this photo of Angela and Iris, she wrote, "We're even. Now get the hell out of Iron Lake." Teddy also explains that Angela was so sorry about wrongly arresting Dexter for the murder of Matt Caldwell. Everyone now believes that Kurt Caldwell killed his own son. He says that she was even more sorry about shooting you. When she found that bullet hole in your cell, which proved Logan had shot at you and you were just defending yourself, she felt like shit. And then Teddy says that he has to fulfill his duties as sheriff, and he has to enforce justice. And at this point, Dexter still looks nervous and sort of nods his head like he expects to get arrested still. And Teddy asks, "Do you want to press charges against the Iron Lake Sheriff Department for Chief Bishop shooting you?" And Dexter of course says no, he just wants to put all of this behind him. So it appears that Angela has really helped out Dexter here. I'm assuming that by her saying "we're even now," that means that she knows that Dexter brought Kurt Caldwell to justice, and she must be okay with it and what Dexter does as the Butcher, because she saw Kurt's sick lair. She saw what Kurt did to all of those women for all of those years, her friend included. He is the one who killed her friend Iris. So I guess a part of her understands what Dexter does. And she clearly passed off Logan's death as Dexter defending himself. Now, I will admit, I do think that this is a little bit of a cop-out. I was expecting more. I was expecting it to be a little bit more difficult for Dexter to get away with things. I feel like Angela should have been there for at least one scene to wrap things up. It all feels a little bit too easy, but then again, that is Dexter for you. He always gets lucky. He always gets away with things. And I suppose this is the best way to move the story forward. We do have to kind of quickly move on from the events of Dexter New Blood if we want the story to move forward with Dexter Resurrection. But I did find it kind of hilarious that this is how it all panned out. I do feel like even if Dexter killed Logan out of self-defense, there should have been a little bit more of an investigation. I mean, a cop died. And is no one asking why Logan would have shot at Dexter in the first place? What was Dexter doing that Logan, a cop, would even shoot at him in the first place when Dexter was already locked up? So a lot of fans do consider the Dexter Resurrection explanation for how Dexter survived and evaded consequences a cop-out due to its reliance on convenient and sort of implausible plot devices. I think Dexter surviving his wounds is more believable to me than the explanation for how he gets away with killing Logan and everything like that. I do think Angela sort of covering up his actions by claiming self-defense feels sort of dismissive of her established character. But like I said, I guess it's the best way to move the story forward. And who knows, maybe it'll come up later on. We know that Angel Batista is back. He is definitely on to Dexter. We finally got their showdown that we did not get in Dexter New Blood. And we have not seen the last of Batista. He's going to make his way to New York City and further investigate Dexter. So maybe he will look into the whole situation in Iron Lake a little bit more. He even says to Dexter, you know, Angela Bishop, your girlfriend called me up, said you're the Bay Harbor Butcher, and then the very next day she backtracked. And he even says, like, hell of a mistake. I think especially with Dexter suspiciously sneaking out of the clinic after Batista confronted him about all of the Bay Harbor Butcher stuff, that might lead Angel to investigate it further. I'm sure he finds it suspicious that she just chose to leave town. I mean, come on, there's way too many suspicious things going on. The fact that Batista knows LaGuardia accused him of being the Butcher over 10 years ago. 10 years later, his girlfriend, who is also a cop, is accusing him of the same thing. And then miraculously the next day, she backtracks on her statement and skips town. Like, come on. So who knows? Maybe this is not it for this storyline. But that is, for now, how they are explaining the Dexter New Blood finale. So what are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. How do you feel about this explanation? Do you think it's a cop-out? Do you think it makes perfect sense? How would you have written Dexter out of that situation? Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Please go back and check out my episode 1 and 2 breakdowns if you have not seen them yet. And definitely subscribe to the channel if you're new here, because definitely we'll be doing a ton of recaps and reviews, theories, predictions throughout the entire season of Dexter Resurrection. So non-stop Dexter content coming your way. Please also go follow me over on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and I will see you guys soon.